Hey up guys, what's going on? Welcome back to York City. This is the table after 3 games. Yes, that does say 11 goal difference. And awful lot of our players on the top end of this one. Yeah, Bennett scored 4 goals already. Lopez has 5. Also, so does Charman from Bristol Rovers, who is, well, he's a fringe player, apparently. Suspect he won't be for much longer. By the way, they just had a 4-all draw with Carlisle. The League 2 is broken. Something is wrong. Intro. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with League 2 right now, but we are on the verge of the Hull match in the Carabao Cup Round 1. Hull, considered by York supporters to be their main rival, or once upon a time their main rival. But yeah, let's talk about those other 2 games first and foremost. Because, oh dear. We're conceding 1 less goal each time so far, so theoretically we'll concede -1 against Hull. I don't know how we can do it, but at this rate we probably will. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, 4-1 against Grimsby away from home. This was all sorted within the first 30 minutes of the game. Literally sod all happened after that. Yeah, Lopez with 1, Bennett with 2 more, just because, well, I don't know. He's a completely different player this year. I can't fathom it. I honestly cannot. They got 1 back. I was told to watch out for Sam Baldock, and clearly my players didn't really listen to that. Because, well, he scored, so fair enough. And then 5-0 happened against Stevenage, who, out of the 3 teams we played, are the highest predicted team. So naturally we get the best result against them. Not sure what's going on here. Colin Stanley picked up another 1 to 2 day knock. I think he might not be available for this whole match, actually. So that's a minor bit of annoyance. But 5-0, Ted Smith still on a 6.9. Suspect he didn't really have to deal with much, in fairness, but Kempster got a goal coming off the bench. Lopez got a hat-trick, and Williams also got a goal, along with assists and what have you and all that jazz. Thor, by the way, yeah, 4 assists you saw there. He's a completely different player this year as well. I don't know what's changed there. And of course, he's only in the team because Nacell's out. So things to be questioning right now, I guess. Yeah, but Hull, and then I think we will bring you later to Norrie because in terms of transfer dealings, just the one, Daniel Wright, that attacking midfielder centre, has gone out on loan, but essentially we have this lad from Fulham, who is actually a Fulham at the start of the game, in fairness as well. So, but yeah, lots of yellow on him, 15 determination as well, pretty nice to have. I brought him in as a striker. He is pretty good as advanced forward, so he's sort of now the first choice backup striker opposed to McFarlane, who is quite significantly less good than Lopez is now. So I figured get another one in, bridge the gap a little bit more, and have a third one around because I'm pretty certain all the other strikers went away on free transfers at the end of the year as well. So I think we were only down to the 2 natural strikers in the first place anyway. But yeah, 14 finishing, 13 dribbling, 13 first touch, techniques 15, decisions 12 as well, not too bad. Not massively great on the stamina, balance or agility fronts, nor is his composure any good either. But he is the backup, he is the impact sub of this. £750 per week, yeah, he'll do fine. Oh, and the only other thing to talk about is the fact that Romano is injured for about 4 weeks as well, so glad I got another central defender in. Considering neither of those 2 got injured the entirety of last year, I did debate bringing in another central defender, and thank God I did. The only time I lost them was when they picked up yellow cards, too many of those, so I am now looking like a psychic. I guess we bring Newton onto the bench for that reason as well. And otherwise, it's just seeing who's injured, of course. So Bennett switch sides, Kempster comes in. And actually, we don't have any more wingers. Clark can go up there, so I think I'll just stick Griffiths on the bench as well for no other reason than to do that. Actually, sorry, put a second striker on in case I want to go 2. Yeah, so we can always bring on Dyer at right back and then move Clark up if we need to replace a winger at any point because he can go that far up. Otherwise, team is, well, identical to what you saw before. Other than that winger situation, of course. So Smith in goal, Boyer, Tavares, Boom, Clark, and the back line. Smallwood, Williams, and Thor in the middle for time being. Nacelle isn't too far off his return, but he's still a couple of weeks at the very least. Kempster and Bennett on those wings now, and Lopez up front in attacking forward role. This seems to be suiting him a lot better now already as well, so that's good news. The team, fitness-wise, lovely. Despite only playing 2 days ago, we are going balanced. I need to give a number to the new guy. Whatever. 27 will do. It's only about 3 days after the 5-0 demolition of Stevenage. I'm going to tell them we're underdogs. We're away from home, of course, at the Paycom Stadium, is it? I forget what it's called these days. But they're not looking as fresh, particularly in that back line, which is good news for us at the very least. And yeah, I've gone balanced just because obviously they are 2 divisions above us still, and we are away from home. And within the first 14 minutes, we've had 60% of the possession, but that means absolutely nothing as they put in 1-0. First goal of the season. I will check where he plays before we do anything here, because otherwise I'm going to be annoyed if he's an actually attacking player. Of course, they may not be playing their first team either, so first goal isn't particularly... I mean, seeing like that actually is a little ridiculous because it's almost like he anticipated that shot to go towards his direction as he slid in there. He is the defensive midfielder, so 1 goal isn't surprising at this point. I mean, this is a thrilling game so far. I mean, stat-wise, looking all right, actually. 9 shots to 5. But highlight-wise, completely absent. Someone's picked up a knock, but I don't recognise the name, so I think it was someone on their side. Yes, it was. There's a lot more to come from you. Yeah, fine, whatever. I mean, losing to Hull isn't surprising in any way, shape or form. Scoring 14 goals in 3 games in League 2, somewhat more surprising considering we are still regarded mid-table. We've gone up in that list for some reason. I don't know what's changed in terms of the league, but there's sort of a section in the middle where it's sort of between sort of 12 and 20 to 1 where teams keep shifting around quite dramatically over short periods of time. So I'm not sure what's orchestrating those changes. Minor differences in improvements in attributes, maybe. I have no idea. I really don't know what that list draws upon, but I do suspect it's the quality of the players at that moment in time compared to the rest of the league. So whilst we've not really brought anyone in that changes the first 11, we have gone up in that list. So not sure entirely why. Hello, that's fallen to Lopez. I was wondering where this highlight was going because it did look like they were about to get that back. But equaliser was the answer, as I was rambling on about the mechanics of the preview table or whatever they call it. Boys, though, here, does actually manage to get it into the middle. They do head it out, and they do have the ball at this stage. I mean, it does make up for the ridiculousness of the goal, the fact that the way they scored their goal, because let's be real, the way they scored their goal would never happen in real life. But neither would that, probably. 60 minutes gone. We have had ridiculous amount of the game, to be honest. We have made 14 fouls, though, so that's happening a lot more than it does in League 2. Meanwhile, Carlisle have conceded 10 goals in 3 days. Smallwood is motivated, but on a yellow card. This doesn't go to extra time either, does it? I did not put any good penalty takers on the bench. And Smallwood is our best penalty taker. Oh no, we've lost all of those. Because Walker was the one, wasn't he? And now we haven't brought him back. I did contemplate it, even though he didn't really perform amazingly well for us. Boom's on a 6.5. Oh, Newton is another player who does good penalties as well, isn't it? I just put him on the bench and I took him off again. 15 minutes to go. Ferguson is an improvement technically. From a 3 to a 5 penalty-wise. We will have to bring on McFarlane for Bennett at some point. Really? I'm not... I mean, Bennett is actually on 70% fitness as well at this stage, so bringing him off isn't going to be the worst idea. I think this immediately goes to penalties rather than extra time, so I'll just bob him up on that left. I just realised Kemp's has been playing inside winger the entire match. Someone will have pointed that out, probably. Use your eyes, Charles. Otherwise, I don't really know what to make in terms of changes. I might just leave it as is, actually, with just the 2 changes. Media highlight as soon as I make the change, of course, though. As they do push forward, maybe we could have made a little bit more with the possession we had, maybe gone a little bit more positive, but we're way at Hull, so I didn't really want to chance it too much, as they just evade literally everything, and now we do actually have to go positive. That's annoying. Oh, I've just seen how many shots on target they've had. Spoilers, it's less than 3. Now it's 3. How have we been FM'd by a team 2 leagues above us? How has that been a thing? Well, that is literally unlucky, boys. Only Bennett was injured. Doesn't affect anything. He will be back for Leyton Orient, which I will bring you because there's not been any other news really. So the only change for the league match is just the return of the 2 wingers back to being Bennett and Stanley opposed to Kempster. Otherwise identical in the formation, so off we go again. Away from home, always make the passionate plea to make sure things continue as they have been. Full result aside, the performance was pleasing. Bennett is actually a little bit more tired than I would normally like, but frankly, with the performances he's been putting in so far this season, I have not taken him out while he's doing this. They have Dave Gorman. That seems a very bold choice. Dale. Close, but not the same. Forward has picked up a yellow card, as I kind of predict him to quite often. I'm surprised I think it is his third yellow card of the season, but he don't think he picked up one in either of the first two matches. With the role he's playing and the aggression he has, I predict him to pick up quite a few yellow cards over the course of the season. Starting to happen now. That wasn't the most interesting highlights, but it does continue in the other direction, actually. I could say Lopez's shot wasn't brilliant. Neither was that. It was the end of the highlight, though, for some reason. We are balanced away from home, and he's offside, thankfully. But, yeah, we're not actually regarded as favourites for this match either, so I figured let's not go attacking with it. Yeah, apparently he's offside. Can't really tell at this distance. So apparently I don't actually need to be attacking to be getting out of my... I mean, a goal would be nice, but in terms of the number of shots we're having, it doesn't really make a difference, apparently, seemingly. Williams passes that backwards to Boys. Eventually. Boys now gathers, runs forward a little bit, smashes it at the defence. God's sake, Boys. Can we not have the same first... Oh, Clark switched sides entirely and decided to become a left-back just because Boys has been completely absent in that factor. So far, Clark is... Can I just clone him and put him on the other side? That'd be great. Thor in the middle. Is he going to... Whoa! Finally, we get a thunder crack from Thor. Absolutely stupendous. It's his first goal for York. Just at all. It said that he's off the mark for York at the bottom. It says first goal of the season, of course. But did he not score at all last year? Blimey. I know there's a few highlights I seem to remember where he just sort of narrowly missed the post. But, crikey. Certainly, you're capable of even better than this, as we've ever done so far this year. Lovely team talk. Who's on the 6.4? Oh, back to normal, Bennett. And Boys, actually, for that matter. If we could avoid Boys having a terrible first half of the season again, that would be great. He only got good sort of January onwards. And I will replace him if I have to. Oh, someone scored. I don't know who it is because they're still catching up on notifications in the top left. It's Tavares. He's run to the corner. Smallwood, though, whips this one in. And, yet Tavares volleys it into the corner, actually. Not a header, as one would possibly expect from that situation. Bristol Rovers? Blimey. I mean, at this point, both teams to score with Bristol Rovers would be an absolute certainty. They've scored 11, conceded 11. Anyway, 70 minutes. Bennett is absolutely shattered. I say absolutely. 64's not god-awful. Now we've got the issue. There's two bookings and we need to take Boys off as well. So, Ferguson, on you come. Let the game play out a little bit more. Then take off one of the bookings. I think Clark. Just because he's slightly more tired. Smallwood, though. And Smallwood seems to be taking all of these free kicks as well. So, that's hit the bar. And gathered easily. I think someone might have been offside or something happened there. I think so there was a push, actually. I'll just make that last one to... waste some time. And actually, this is the most boring victory of the season so far. It's a victory, but uneventful. It was a good win from us, because apparently we weren't favourites to win that match. Coventry having a fun time as well against Wimbledon. 4-3 that ended. He's got 2 more. Do I need to consider bringing him in? He's scored 7 times. He scored 10 in 30 appearances total, but he's got 8 this year so far in 5 appearances. Alright. Oh, he's from Newcastle as well. Sort of. Yeah, he's from Newcastle as well. You can keep Lopez company. He's out for a week. Yeah, so as previously mentioned, we will probably return for the Salford match, and just because it's after the end of the transfer window, we'll probably do the Macclesfield one as well. Do that as a double header. Coventry is directly after, and they are predicted to be top, but they are one of the last 3 matches as well. So if it comes down to it, we might feature them at the end of the season. But it does make sense to do the first 2 matches after the end of that transfer window, because of course there is now an end to that for us. So I'll see you again then for hopefully a left winger. I've just had someone decline. Well, I've just had someone get a new contract at their actual club in Ireland, despite the fact I was offering them to play more money in England. I mean, fine, sure, whatever, but you would have been earning more over here at a higher level of football. Can't win them all. So, although in the league, apparently we can. Until next time, ta-ra.